Hi and welcome to Chicken Coop, guys. Today I'm going to give you a walkthrough of my chicken coop behind me, Clucking in Palace. I'll show you the run setup that we have, and I will show you how we keep our baby chicks safe. So there are many different types of coop you can choose. We've chosen to go with the movable fencing and a movable coop. That way we're not locked into one place and we can continually give our birds fresh grass to eat, fresh pebbles to nibble on, and it's just so much better for their health. We're not having to constantly clean the floor, and they just don't get as sick when you're moving your fencing that often. Chickens are forest birds, so they actually normally like being under cover with trees above them or some sort of cover over them. Now unfortunately we don't have that. We're in a new area and it was a forestry block. All the trees have been cut down basically. We have however planted a whole bunch of fruit trees. So what you're looking at is actually our orchard. So in the years to come, these little trees that we've planted over here will grow up and give these chickens a lot of freer room to roam in underneath and live their best chicken life. The issue you do face when you don't have tree cover or an enclosed coop is that your birds are vulnerable to hawks. So we can combat that by placing some chairs and some other little objects in the coop or in the run with them. I have made another little shelter for them. You can see the small little red shelter in underneath there, and there's actually 3 chickens hiding in there at the moment. So not only does it protect them from hawks, but it also gives them some shade during the hot days, and they just love it underneath there. So we move that around as well, just to keep things interesting. The benefits of having a movable fencing option around your chicken coop is that you can get them onto your veggie gardens as well. So you can see we've isolated one vegetable patch, giving them access to that one, which they've done a great job of. They've turned it all over and turned all the mulch in for us, and we can keep them out of the strawberries. So in New Zealand there are no real predators that we have to worry about. There's no foxes. There's really the only predators we have to think about are the hawks. Occasionally you get hedgehogs which can kill chickens, although that hasn't been a problem for us. There are stoats, but there aren't any in this area that I've ever seen or heard of. Hedgehogs aren't a problem if you have roosts that are sufficiently high enough and your nesting box is off the floor, because hedgehogs are nocturnal and they just don't come out when the chickens are out on the ground. Let's take a closer look at this chicken fencing. This is just an off-the-shelf product which is called omelette chicken fencing, which you can buy in New Zealand. It's got a fantastic little door system on the front, and you can see at the bottom of these poles it's got a small footrest for pushing the post into the ground, and it stabs in and just gives it a really good sturdy foundation. So using it's very easy. You just clip it open like that. So let's have a closer look inside. So this is the coop that I designed and built, called Clucking in Palace. There are plans available if you're interested in building your own. Just see the link in the description. So this coop saved me a lot of money in terms of if I didn't have to buy a pre-made one, I just bought the materials and built it myself. So you could save a lot of money by just building your own coop. I am working on a video which should be posted by the time you see this, explaining how to build your own coop, how to design it, and what requirements the chickens have that meet their needs in terms of roost height and nesting box size and those sorts of things. So there you can see the inside of the coop. I've got 3 roosts, and it's really important to have multiple roosts because chickens do have a pecking order and a hierarchy, and the more dominant chickens will typically sit at the top. Now, as you can tell, this coop is about 1 year old already, and it's held up very well. I only use treated timber when I build and design coops, so you can expect the coop to last a very long time if you use treated timber. In this coop I have 5 nesting boxes. Typically you can have 4 birds per nesting box. I just like to keep the number of hens down in the actual coop itself, just to give them a bit more space. It's not nice having to have them too cooped up, as you might say. We use straw in our nesting boxes, and that makes it just very easy to clean out. You can just, so with all the chicken poop on the straw, if you place that around your fruit trees, you're actually getting a lot of nutrients and fertilizer in the mulch that you're putting around the fruit tree, and then that straw acts as a barrier and stops the fruit tree from losing moisture as well around the roots. So you have to water your trees less. So cleaning these nesting boxes is extremely easy. If you just push up from underneath, you can get the entire nesting box floor out and these dividers, because it's all removable. Now you may have noticed when we were looking inside this chicken coop, it has no floor. Now that was very specific design in that we never have to clean the chicken coop floor now. All the droppings when they're sleeping go straight onto the ground, and all we do is move the chicken coop to a new spot. So all I do is I've attached this rope to it, and I hitch this up to the back of my car or my ride-on mower, and you literally just drag the whole coop to a new fresh spot. So that saved us a lot of time and a lot of effort in cleaning up this chicken coop, and I think that's where a lot of health problems come in, is people don't clean their coops often enough. And if you use this system, you don't ever have to clean, basically. This is where we keep our baby chicks. We've set up a small run underneath this trampoline, and that allows them safety from hawks as well as from other dogs that might come around in the neighborhood. So what I've done is repurposed this guinea pig cage for the baby chicks, and I've added a roost inside so that they learn the good habits of roosting instead of sleeping on the floor. If your chicks are sleeping on the floor in their temporary run, then they're likely to continue to sleep in the nesting box when they get older, and then that means they're pooping in the nesting box, and there's just a lot more cleaning up to do. Thanks for watching. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions at all, just let me know in the comments below, and I'd like to respond to all the questions that I get. There's a link in the description for the plans for the coop behind me, so check that out, and I hope to see you next time.